Today, this task of introducing our interviewee is a great privilege. We are grateful that he really find ways to be with us despite of the distance and his hectic schedule. Our interviewee is a journalist and an author, a columnist at Press One PH, contributing opinion writer at Philstar Life and also a chair of the Writers in Prison Committee of PEN Philippines. And now, please let me introduce to you Mr. Joel Pablo Salud.
This is going to be a very interesting interview, I suppose. I hope you don't mind me smoking. It's a bad habit. I don't encourage it. But wala na, huli na ako.
Okay po. Sir, sabi na nga po kanina, you're a journalist po and an author. And as a journalist po, since the moment you became nga po a journalist, you possess the role of being the fourth estate or yung sinasatawag po nilang watchdog ng publiko. Masasabi niyo po ba na you fulfilled this role wholeheartedly and properly po?
Actually, I will have to let my work speak for myself, no? Kasi ayoko naman mag-claim na gano'n. Dapat ibang tao nagsasabi na rin, hindi yung mismong journalist, no? So I will let my work speak for itself. If I'm not mistaken, in 2016 or 2017, I was given a recognition by the Center for Media Freedom and Responsibility. I was made a fellow of the Jaime P. Ongpin Journalism Seminar. And it says dun sa certificate mismo that in recognition of Joel Pablo Salud's contribution to the free press, so basically I have a recognition for that. Yes, I have done that. No, I write, basically what I do is dun sa mga columns ko and my essays and almost all the books I've written, I try to parse and deconstruct and fillet the issues in a sense. Parang so that young people like you can understand it. Ang audience ko, I'm actually proud to say that I love my audience, and the audience I speak to are people like you, from 14 to around 25.
For the next question naman po, sir, given that you are working under an organization, like you are working in a company, and of course under a company, you still have a boss or editor. Are you not being restrained to practice this role, yung pagiging watchdog po? Or perhaps have felt any conflict or restraint in doing so?
Tapang yung magtanong. Gusto ko yan. Ganyan din ako eh. Gusto ko yan. I love your questions. Okay. The part of journalism is to examine the issues. Okay? So that's already part of the job. I don't, you don't wake up thinking na sisiraan mo yung reputasyon ng ibang tao. Hindi ganun yun. Nagkakataon lang kasi na ang dami sa atin sa gobyerno na gumagawa ng mali. Diba? Tapos, nagsisinungaling pa. Pinapaganda yung kanilang mga reputasyon or images para lang maging mabenta sila sa tao. They do that kasi that's where the power lies. Power in itself is basically, if you define government power, it's basically the support of the people. So the more support you get from the people, the more power you hold. So we don't wake up, we don't wake up each morning thinking na, medyo masama gising ko ngayon, babalasubasin ko lang si Duterte o si Marcos. But hindi ganun yun. That's not journalism, di ba? That's not journalism. That's not even professional by any standard. So hindi tama yun. Meron ba? Meron ba? Yes. Meron. In my former employment where I served as 11 years kasi yung boss ko is a very good friend of the Marcoses and a very good friend of Duterte. No? And madalas sinasabi, yung luma kong boss is very, balance lang ang gusto niya. Yun ang rule sa newsroom namin. Balance. Sabi niya sa akin madalas, ano naman sagasaan yung politiko? Di ba? Kalabitin mo lang. Ikaw naman kasi sinasagasaan mo ng eroplano eh. Medyo hindi yata tama yun. Pero kalabitin mo lang para sabihin mo, uy, medyo hindi ko yata gusto yan. Medyo mali yata yan. Di ba? Medyo dapat yata ayusin mo ng konti dito, di ba? Ito tama na yung ginawa mo dito, pero dito medyo palso ka ng konti. Yun ang gusto niya. Pero yung the other bosses I have, medyo demanding. Okay, pagkaibigan nila, ayaw nila ng quote-unquote binibira. In many ways, that is one reason I believe na I was retrenched in 2020, kaya ako natanggal sa trabaho. Kasi masyado akong vocal. Pag sinabi mo sa akin, huwag kong birahin, iniisip ko agad, mukhang dapat ko yata birahin. Bakit kaya?
Basta may nagpupush ka sa inyo,
lalo lang ako maghuhukay, doon ako ngayon makakakita, kaya ayaw niyang birahin ko.
May
Kasi
reason
alam
po
niya.
ka.
Alam niya.
Sir, wala naman po ba kayong regret if sa yung mga...
No, wala akong regrets. I know what I was getting into when I started to become a journalist. I knew that from the start. Alam ko, either may endanger trabaho ko, may endanger ako, may endanger pamilya ko, mawawalan akong trabaho, mawawalan akong pera. Tsaka una-una, wala namang pinapangakong malaking pera ang journalism, di ba?
The next question naman po, sir. Ano-ano po expectations na sumali sa isip nyo nung first time mo magtrabaho in this field? Like, are there any ideas that fail or satisfy you the moment you're working as a journalist watchdog?
Yun lang ang expectation ko. Sweldoan niyo ako. Kung meron kayong health benefits, why not? Di ba? I mean, kasi by law, dapat meron. Di ba? Pero any other or grandiose expectations outside of what is allowed by law, wala akong expectation. Ang expectation ko sa sarili ko. Ang nagre-require ako sa sarili ko, like, kailangan matuto ka magsulat, kailangan magaling ka magsulat, kailangan malinaw ka magsulat, malinaw ka mag-explain, kailangan naiintindihan ka ng 5 years old pataas.
Yun din
Ganon.
po. Yun din po yung sinasabi.
Hindi ka dapat nagyayabang sa mga alam mo na words.
So,
Okay.
bata pa lang po kayo, sir, nagsusulat na po kayo, ganun po.
I started reading when I was 8. I started writing when I was 10.
Sir, what do you usually like po nung bata-bata pa kayo, sir? Kasi ako,
Poetry.
poetry. Yung mga simple lang po, no?
So, next question naman po, sir. Sa dami po ng mga articles or yung mga news na nasulat nyo, ano po yung sa tingin nyo yung pinaka-tumatak or sa tingin nyo po naging proud po kayo na ginawa? Dahil nakapag bigay po kayo ng boses sa masa, ganun po. As of now po.
Well, yung ginawa ko ng proud ako wasn't about giving voices to the masses. Hindi yun. Binigyan ko ng boses in a way yung ama ko na patay na. I wrote a piece about the time when his car was ambushed during martial law. Kasi yung father ko was, he worked before as a medical representative, pero he helped the New People's Army in Bicol when they were starting out. So, siya yung nagdadala dahil medical representative siya yung nagdadala ng mga gamot, gatas para rin sa mga babaeng rebelde, para sa mga anak nila, pagkain, and also, as far as I was told, pati mga barrel. Kasi on the day mismo that martial law was declared at night, nung 6 o'clock nung gabing yon, nakaalis na siya papuntang America, but he went into exile. And I never saw him for 25 years.
Next naman po, sir. Ito po.
Sige.
In a situation where media personnel are being attacked po for upholding the truth, and still po, yung publiko, hindi po pinagkakatiwalaan yung media ng buong buo, is it still substantial to act as a watchdog po?
Yes. The dangerous kasi sa atin is what Maria Ressa said once. Sabi ni Maria Ressa in one of the interviews with an American talk show host, sabi niya, they are using free speech to destroy free speech. Kasi ang naging problema natin is that when we were left to fend for ourselves as a democratic nation, they never taught us what democracy is. So a lot of our people are practically ignorant of the principles of democracy, free speech, free press. Ganito, ang akala nila, sinabi mong free speech, pati government may free speech. Actually, wala. If you look at the Constitution very seriously, and if you read between the lines, the government is given only their duties. Okay? Their duties. Ang power natin to balance that off, yung power na binibigay natin sa government, para mag-balance yan, kasi binigyan natin sila ng resources to balance that off. The Constitution, kaya nilagay doon yung Bill of Rights, para makapagsalita tayo without fear kung ano yung ginagawa nilang mali and to solve it. Okay? Also, to punish those who are guilty. Problem natin guys, we really don't know how to practice that. So we practiced it, we learned along the way, but it took us a lot of time. No? Meron ng social media, hindi pa rin natin naiintindihan ano yun. So ginagamit sa atin yun. They feel na yung pagsisinungaling nila is part of free speech. Yung panloloko nila sa atin is part of free speech. Yung panggagago nila sa atin is part of free speech. Which in fact is not. So ang nangyayari ngayon is it still viable to be a member of the Fourth Estate as your question asked? Yes. Yes, kasi you have to somehow be able to use yung freedom of speech mo, yung freedom of the press, to tell people or to examine the issues and let people understand it. Tandaan nyo. That's why may isang bias ang journalist that he cannot get rid of. His bias for
Best for you.
Yun lang ang bias na ina-allow sa journalist.
Katotohanan.
Kasi pero katotohanan based on evidence yun, ha? Hindi yung katotohanan based on chismis ni Manong Alianza dyan sa katabi mong bahay. Hindi ganun yun. Diba? Based on evidence. So, kung saan kagaling yung ebidensya, doon ka papunta. Hindi ikaw ang magpepuwersa ng meaning sa ebidensya. Yung ebidensya, ang kakalagkad sa'yo, papunta dito.
Kayo naman po, nasabi niyo nga po yung objectivity. Kayo po, sa tingin niyo po, you have been 100% objective sa mga works niyo, ganun, sir?
Hindi ako 100% objective. I am 1,000%.
Yes.
Wala akong pakialam kung gaano kaganda yung balitang yan. When I was editor-in-chief, dyan nga minsan naiinis yung mga journalists na nagtatrabaho sa amin. Kasi wala akong pakialam kung gaano ka-juicy yan, kung gaano ka-clickbait yan, kung gaano kaganda yung storya mo. Pag wala kang ebidensya, o kulang ang ebidensya, o bitin ang ebidensya, o pinwersa mo yung ebidensya, hindi yan lalabas sa magazine.
Sarili, ano niyo na po yun, no, sir?
Oo. Rule ko yun. I will not. Kasi you don't fool around with people's lives. You cannot play with people's lives by saying, ito to. Don't go around messing with people's lives. Kahit gaano mo kaayaw yung tao yan.
Kailangan pa rin po mag-investigate lagi.
Kailangan yun. It's not so much to honor them. It is to honor your name. Kasi yung pangalan mo ang lalabas dun sa story mo. Nakabyline ka dun. Kita ka. You make yourself vulnerable when you write something. So dapat totoo yun.
Nagre-reflect din po sa sarili niyo.
Of course, it should reflect on you 101%.
So yung next question naman po, sir, inline naman po siya sa misinformation and disinformation. Sa nangyayari po ngayon and in the spread of disinformation or misinformation, do you think the ways that the media is currently doing is enough to combat the spreading of it?
There is always a lot of room for improvement. Never think that one effort is good enough to change something. Okay? Especially today where everyone can say what is in their mind over social media. I think we can improve as journalists to do that, no? But whatever effort we are doing today, ang problem naman niya is not so much kulang yung effort o sobra. Hindi yun eh. Ang problem niya is that facts themselves, according to science, do not really change people's minds. So there is a lot of room for improvement. Maybe ang isang kailangan is mag-unite yung opposition. Mag-unite yung opposition. At the same time, mag-unite din yung journalists. No? Na hindi na ito yung panahon na maiskupan kita. Di ba? Hindi na ito yung panahon na maunahan kita sa balita. Ito na yung panahon. Oo, ito na yung panahon na magtulungan tayo sa material na meron tayo at tingnan natin paano natin may explain ito sa taong bayan na tatanggapin nila.
For the next question naman po, now that the social media can provide a blue check mark for influencers, celebrities, brands, and networks, as a journalist po, sa tingin mo po bang magagamit ito para mahinto ang paglaganap ng maling impormasyon o magiging pain lamang ito para mas lalong umusbong ang maling balita?
Magagamit siya in any way possible. Okay, bad and good. Hindi kasalanan ng blue check yon. Kasalanan yun nung merong maling intensyon. Pwedeng gamitin niya kahit ano. Yung ang lapis di ba? Pwede mong gamitin pansulat. Pwede mong pansaksak sa mata yun. So kahit ano, innocent yan. Depende yan dun sa taong humahawak. Okay? Pero remember this also. Kung ano yung ginagamit ng masasamang tao sa social media, kagaya ng algorithm niya, di ba? Ginagamit sa masama, ginagamit sa ganito. Alam mo, pwede, we can turn it around. We can turn it around. Ang problem lang natin, hindi tayo ganun eh. We can unite and have also a kind of methodology. Say for example, may paborito kayong isang manunulat. Diba? Huwag nyo lang basahin yung ano, huwag nyo lang daanan yung ano, i-like nyo. Tapos kung nabasa nyo, i-share nyo. Ganun eh, ang daming ano eh, hindi natin tinutulungan mismo yung journalist na umangat yung boses niya dun sa ingay ng mga mali. We can use that algorithm for ourselves too. Hindi yung pag nag-post ako ng pusa, umaabot ng 1,200. Tapos pag nag-post ako ng article ko, 12. So, yun ang nakakalungkot eh. Kasi Oo nga, sabihin natin, ang daming nagbabasa, ang daming ganito, but we don't show our support. Eh sila, yung mga masasamang tao, super support kung napapansin nyo.
Totoo. Totoo.
Kaya kumakalat yung ano nila, kaya dumadami lalo sila. Di ba?
So how in your opinion naman po sir, does parroting or merely reflecting news contributes to poor journalism and the widespread of false information?
Well, I call that laziness. Di ba? Katamaran na yan.
Journalism.
Sloppy brain.
Yung press release journalism, yung kung ano yung bigay sa'yo ng gobyernong statement, yun na lang ang ibabalita mo. Hindi. So, parang sa journalism, di ba? Madalas, pag sinabi mo objectivity, most young journalists would think kasi neutrality yan. That's bullshit. Kalokohan yun. That's not neutrality. It's the process. The journalist is never objective
Never change.
as far as their opinion or reportage is concerned. Kasi yung reportage nila is trying to find out the truth.
So, ang next question naman po, sir, ito talaga, lalo na nung election po, sobrang cliche talaga marinig tong word na to. Salitang bias. Ayan, journalists and the media are often criticized as bias. Kayo po, sir, paano niyo yung hinahandle yung criticism din po in general, professionally, and ano po yung clean line niyo, kung paano niyo siya i-approach personally?
Sinasabi ko, thank you. Sabi ko, because I am. Sabi ko,
Yes, yes.
I am biased for the truth. Pag nalaman ko, according to my evidence, na magnanakaw ka, I will call you a thief. Kaya hindi ako ina-accuse ng ganyan noong pa eh. Ina-accuse na nila ako nung una, kaya hindi na nila ako sinagot ulit eh. Kasi inaamin ko naman eh. I am biased.
I'm biased.
Sabi ko ganun, I am very, extremely biased. Sabi ko, my profession teaches me to be biased.
But,
Sabi ko ganun, I am biased for the truth and that is the one bias I will hold on to for dear life. Yun. Yun lang yun.
nag-believe kami.
They're coming from a wrong premise. Mistaken yung premise nila eh. Na ang bias, ang journalist, hindi bias. Kalokohan yun. Kalokohan yun. We're human beings. The profession itself doesn't tell you to be biased. Professional journalism bias is based on evidence, based on well-documented, well-researched, well-analyzed evidence. So ikaw, pag sinabi sa inyo, bias naman kayo eh. Sabihin mo ganun, uy, salamat ha.
And the last question po, sir. In line with backlash that comes after repression, like for example, the gradual alienation of masses to the press and mass media, may idea po ba kayo na gustong i-share kung paano mas maiintindihan ng masa ang konsepto ng objectivity?
Ang tao, araw-araw, paggising niya, ang punta niya, dyaryo. Hindi sila ine-alienate at hindi sila magpapa-alienate dahil natural sa tao ang alamin niya kung ano ang nangyayari sa kanyang paligid. Ngayon, whether yung binabasa niya ay puro kasinungalingan o hindi, it matters little at this point. Kasi maghahanap yan ng informasyon kung ano ang nangyayari. Okay, so hindi talaga na-alienate. Ang problem natin is that ine-alienate sila dun sa tamang pag-iisip. Diba? Dahil nga, well, marami rin corrupt sa media. I'm sad to say. No? Sa masa, how do we help them? Ganyan. Depende yan. The journalist should be able to pick out his readers. Okay? Ako ang pinick out ko talaga bata. Kasi I may not be able to correct yung present, but I can help raise the next generation to think correctly.
Totoo.
Okay? Babae kayo, marami kayong magagawa. But the important thing is you get your story. You get to the truth. That is way more important. Okay? Sige. Maraming
Thank
salamat
you
sa
so
Thank you so